I look so motherfucker grow la la la. Clear my set. Mm-hmm. Yams. Put your hands together 3 times and clap. Clock that T. I'm real la la la. What happened?
Dollhouse is lit, but you gotta run in face though. What is going on, entertainers? So today I'm coming to y'all with another video. We talking Dollhouse. This is one of the best reunions Now That TV has done in a little bit. Like I really like the layout of it, the graphics, even the reunion stage. You can tell they took a lot of time to put the detail into it. JT did such a good job hosting. I was kind of scared because Ari, who's on the show, I kept seeing her on social media talking about how JT did a bad job. She didn't know the show and all that. But now that I watched it, Ari, you was hating because she did know the show. The only stuff she didn't know was the stuff that happened in the group chat, which she not in the group chat, so none of us gonna know except for y'all that's in the group chat. Besides that, she knew the show and she knew the character. So I'm confused as to what she was talking about. So the episode opens up, all the girls are doing their intros and stuff. They getting out the car, they talking their stuff. And then we see Michaela, she talking about gra gra boom. I'm like, okay, automatic. She like gra gra boom, gra gra boom. And then Persuasion off to the side. She like, oh, you wanna go? You wanna go? Not at TV. Why did y'all not let them do that? Let me tell y'all, that would have been more iconic than Liddy versus Cash. If y'all let her do the intro into a fight, that would have been iconic. I'm not gonna lie, that would have been so cut. But they cut it. They let the security guards kind of grab them up. They separate them before they could even get to each other. And then we see Barbie and Kenzie and stuff on the inside. Everybody's kind of like looking out the window to see everybody entering into the reunion stage. Backstage, we had Rick Rosa. He does the interviews with the Dollhouse girls, like the after shows with the Dollhouse girls. So he's like the backstage person that's interviewing the girls. Now he did show up with a good old wig. Why? I don't know. I don't get the wig when it comes to him. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Okay. Like I just felt like without the wig, it would have been fine. And was I the only one that I feel like the girls were sort of acting a little standoffish to him? I'm like, y'all didn't peep that? Like, it seemed like they were a little like, I wouldn't say like rude, but they weren't like paying him no mind like that. I really feel like it was because of the wig. Like I think it was because of the wig. No lie. I think it was so they got Michaela. She on her own after Persuasion tried to fight her. She, she always come to New York Energy. She like, like you feel me? Like I'm chilling. Like I don't really even do a lot like that. Like I just be on my own type time. You feel me? Like these bitches be frolicking like birds. You feel me? Flying in the air. But I just do my ones and I stay on my own. I got my babe Joyce. You feel me? I ate a pussy before I came here. You feel me? I just be chilling and not gonna lie, she look cute. She look really, really cute. That's we don't really see her with the wig a lot on the show. So she actually had, a good old install and she was looking really, really cute. Okay. I feel like one of the best dress was Ari. I like the fact that she has something that was still cute, but she could still fight in it. So she didn't come with like straight gym clothes, but it was still something like you could tell it was like maybe custom or something to where it was like a jumpsuit that she found. It was still cute. She looked really, really good. Um, Pookie's dress, I didn't like it. I feel like it looked half done and she looked uncomfortable. It looked like a prom dress and she looked mad uncomfortable when she was holding it and everything. I think she changes it before she gets back on stage and stuff. But Isaiah comes out and then they're like, "Whoa!" They're going crazy because they love Isaiah, and they start talking about the show. Akasha says the show is one of the first shows that's lasted longest for like 3 months, I think, and then also the show was one of the only shows that featured their sons throughout the whole show. I really like the fact that they did that because Zeus don't even do that. Zeus don't even do that. I remember I was talking to one of the baddies and I was like, why doesn't let me include y'all songs throughout the show? I was like, why doesn't he put y'all songs on the show so that way people can know y'all songs, because a lot of y'all artists. And they were like, oh, I don't know, I think it's like a clearance thing or something, but like they weren't even sure about an answer. They said they tried to ask and they didn't really get an answer back. So that's always been weird to me. So that's one things I did notice about that show, about Dollhouse, is all of the cast members, we know every single one of their songs. We know all the Pookie songs, we know Akasha songs, we know Barbie songs, we know Jelani songs, just because of the show. Like they promo it so much throughout the whole show. So now that TV really did their big one by putting that throughout the whole series, because a lot of shows do not do that and they won't do that. So Shiloh and Pookie end up having a conversation backstage, and Shiloh was basically saying she felt like Pookie was being shady about her wigs and how she was looking throughout the whole season. And Pookie was basically telling her like, hey, like, I was just giving you words of advice. You should have took it and not took like offense to it. I wasn't trying to be shady, blah, blah, blah. Then Shiloh drops a bomb. I'm like, wait a minute. Not all of y'all on this show bumping pocketbooks. Since when? I said, what? She said, oh, I like girls and stuff like that. And I guess she was flirting with Persuasion and she liked Persuasion, which is news to me. I keep up with some of the stuff online, but I don't know if this was already known online. But she said she was flirting with Persuasion or whatever. I guess she wanted Persuasion or whatever, because at one point in the conversation, she said, I know Persuasion is yours. But I'm like, does that mean that Persuasion and Pookie, they at one point went together? Boggled the mind. I couldn't believe it. I really could not believe it. Okay. But they did end up apologizing to each other. They sort of hugged it out and stuff. I still don't like how they did Shiloh on the show. Like, regardless her wigs and stuff, she was looking a little toy with the wig situation and all that. But the way they made her leave was kind of rude. Like, that's the part I didn't like. Like, they kind of kicked her off like they old trash. So that was good to see them have a conversation. So backstage, we end up seeing Persuasion and Akasha talk. Child, the reunion was happening before they even got on stage, if we really want to keep it a buck. That's why the reunion was so good. Like, it was good to see them get dialogue in besides the fades. So they're talking about the whole podcast situation with Armand, because y'all know some of the OGs felt the way that they weren't on there, like Persuasion and then Barbie. And Persuasion was basically saying she was more so mad at production than the cast. Y'all know Persuasion gonna call out production every time. Every time I see a post from Persuasion, she cussing out production and not SCV. Like, she's going off on not SCV. Not SCV did this. Not SCV did that. Not SCV don't like this. Not SCV did this. I'm like, oh my God. So she was telling Akasha that that's who she was really more mad at. She wasn't mad at her. So they sort of hugged it out and stuff. Now, this is why I think Ari was saying that people were copying please. Whole time they were really just making up, because it wasn't that serious. Copying please would have been, let's say, if Persuasion was like, oh, I want to fight you right then and there, and then Akash was like, no. Then it's like, okay, you could say that. Okay, so I think that's why that whole situation ends up, I think, happening on stage, where JT ends up calling Ari scary, and then you see Ari calling out some of the rest of the cast, talking about, no, they're scary because such and such didn't run phase, but she didn't know that they talked about it behind the scenes. Then we see Barbie backstage. She like, yeah, I'm getting Joyce. I'm getting Joyce. I'm finna get her. I'm finna get her. I'm beating y'all best doll. Okay, basically talking about how she gonna get Joyce. That fade is so long overdue. Like, I'm so sick of them going back and forth online when I be seeing it on the blogs. Like, y'all should have been fought. Like, damn, it's like cash and nausea at this point. It's getting annoying. So then that's when we see Rick Rosa too was backstage. He ends up coming out, and then this is what I was talking about earlier, where like the cast or the scene standoffish. Like, when he came out, all of them were like sitting there, like they didn't run up and hug him or give him the same energy that they did to Isaiah. And he be interviewing them all the time. I see on his platform. So it's like, that was a little weird to me. No shade. I'm telling you, I was the weird. They probably didn't recognize him. They said, who the fuck is that big Pac? But no, he ends up coming out, and then he's saying hi to the girls, asking the girls question. Pookie go up to him. Pookie go say, why you looking like Beetlejuice? Next thing you know, Akasha is like sitting there. Pookie's in Rick Rose's face. She kind of backs away. Akasha runs up and just snatches his wig off. Before she snatches his off, Rick Rose gonna talk about, ah! I'm sorry, I laughed. When I tell y'all that is the definition of gagging somebody, that is literally the definition. Like he couldn't do nothing but scream. I will say this. I know they have beef from what I've seen online. Apparently, they have Bigo beef. They were friends at one point in time. Each of them got maced. It's a whole backstory on it. There is a whole thing to where, like, let's say if he were to fight back, he would look bad. That's really keep it about. Then it would be, oh, Bush Queen's hitting on the trans. But then y'all making fun of him because Akasha gagged him. No shade, it was funny though. I ain't gonna cap. Like, not the wig snatch, but the scream before. That's what I found funny. He said, ah! It seemed like a skit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I have to say about that. Okay. That was long overdue. Apparently, they've been having this beef for years on coming. That's why you would never probably see him on the panels that they heard. You never see Akasha on the panels that you see that him Rick Rosa do. So I think that's why, you know, she had to do what she had to do, because I don't think they've been in the same room or kind of interacted in a long time. So Akasha, she's been like waiting on that. At this point, we need to protect the Bush Queens, not only just the T girls. Protect the Bush Queens. Keep them safe. God damn it. Start going, oh, she like, oh, they're talking on the internet. You know what I do? You know how I give it up. Fuck is you talking about? You know every bitch getting hit. Okay? Rick Rosa just standing there like, he looked like an evil Disney villain, bitch. He wanted to do something to her so bad. Security stepping in the middle, making sure that nothing happens, right? He's stepping in the middle, and so he just standing there. They finally kind of take him away, and he's like, get Michaela out. We know what Michaela gonna do. We know what Michaela gonna do. That's what Michaela gonna do. My whole thing is, I would have preferred y'all did that to Anthony versus him. I will say that. Now, if that happened to Anthony, I wouldn't care. Like, I would be like, that's what you get. But with him, I kind of feel a little bad because he was the only the only person I've seen online that's actually interacts with the girls in regards to like podcast wise, giving them like interviews, platform, et cetera, et cetera. He's one of the only ones that do that. So that's why I kind of felt a little bit bad. Okay. But if it was Anthony, I would have laughed even harder. He didn't let it get to him, y'all. So he went backstage. He's talking to Ari, Bria. They're standing there. Ari's talking about how you feel me? She's ready to do her big one and stuff. Bria's looking really nice. Bria has like this black dress on with like this big ass bow on the side or whatever. Is it me or like during this reunion, I could tell JT is not feeling Bria. That is not her stilo. I don't know who Bria reminds JT of, but she ain't got no twerk for her. She don't like her. I could just tell. Just the whole time she was interacting with her, I was like, yeah, JT don't like Bria. It's blatantly obvious. She couldn't have made it any more obvious throughout the whole reunion show, if we're gonna be honest. So Barbie do her performance shot. I just wish Barbie had background dancers. I think it would have made it look much better. Okay, so Barbie doing her thing. She like, at least the beats in these streets that I ride when I come. Okay, she getting on the floor. She doing splits. She twerking. She shaking her BWK shot. If she had dancers, it really would have ate, because they would have been like, I run when I come. You feel me? Like, it would have made so much more sense. But you know, good for them for doing that to Barbie, because they do be sleeping on Barbie a lot. Like, Barbie's one of the first T girls on this network that really had me entertained. I remember when I started recapping Sausage and Baddies, she had came in my comments. She was like, Pierre, you a mess. We all went back and forth in the comments. I had to DM her. I'm like, okay, Barbie, like, I'm not making fun of you, boo. Like, it's comedic recaps. It's not serious. So JT comes out. Y'all know I love me some JT. Okay, argue with your mom. She's not the best rapper, but I do think she raps better than y'all faves. I think her pen works a lot better than y'all faves. A lot of you guys are so stuck in regards to some of these fandoms that y'all don't recognize talent when y'all see it. So it is what it is. Y'all know how I feel about it. Y'all know we juvies on this channel. Well, at least I am. Some of y'all not juvies, and y'all make fun of me on this channel, but you know, I don't give a fuck. Anyways, so she ends up coming out and they start asking her opinion about like who she likes on the cast and stuff like that. She was saying that she likes Barbie. She's always been rooting for Barbie. She feels like a lot of people underestimate Barbie. I remember at one point Barbie wasn't even supposed to be on this show because she did that stupid ass show with Ray J, which nobody knows the fuck about. I told y'all they tried to get me to recap that shit. Man, Ray J be playing games. Anyway, so they start talking about who their faves and stuff. JT feels as if they shouldn't have sent home Kenzie because they feel like Kenzie was like standing on business and stuff, but she said all the other girls made sense. She found Joyce funny, and she feels like when Joyce used to go up the stairs and like look down on the girl, she would laugh and stuff. But she did say she made a good point. She said she wanted to see the dolls like be dolls for 24 hours. Like, don't do anything, get their nails done, like do like doll stuff, which I think was a good point too. Because although the show was good for what it was, I do feel like we could have got to know the girls like a little bit more. So I'm glad that she did end up calling that out. You could tell JT actually watches the show and she doesn't just watch clips online and get invited to the reunion. Like you could tell she watches like the full episodes. So the first doll that comes out is Bria, and JT was JT was reading her a little bit because she was like, basically reading her like, oh, I like the fact that you got your wig on, like keep it on, basically, because we saw when her wig did come off, you could see like her hairline and stuff like that isn't the best. But what JT isn't getting is when Bria said that she got into it with Shiloh in the group chat about the hormones thing. The reason why they got into it is because if she is new to transitioning, to be made fun of for transitioning while in a group chat with a whole bunch of other girls that are maybe further along their transition, of course that's going to make any trans girl feel away because they're going to feel insecure because they're being made fun of their own peers. That is why Bria felt away. So I got exactly why Bria was feeling away and getting a little bit irritated about it. I kind of wish JT would understand that. That's why she got annoyed, because she was being made fun of and she is early in her transition versus some of the other girls. And they were kikiing about it. And it's already hard enough. So to have your own people kikiing about you, it's going to make you really mad. That's what Bria was basically trying to say. So JT was big on them having conversations over squabbling. So she's like, Bria, I don't want you fighting Kenzie. They're gonna bring out Kenzie, the next person come, but I want you fighting her and stuff like that. So they ended up not fighting then. They bring out Kenzie, they ask her about the beefs and stuff, and she said a lot of it had to do with the group chat. This is why I cannot stand that group chat. I wonder if Zeus has a group chat. I really don't think that they do though, because there'll be a lot more tea spilled. Because the group chat ish is what be get on my nerves, because sometimes we don't know why they're fighting, and the reason why they're fighting, sometimes they be lying about because it's in the group chat. So who knows is who's telling the truth. And then while they're talking, all you hear in the background is okay. Bria gonna get up. She like, I know that raggedy voice. London, bring your ass out here, ho. I don't know why, but that was so funny to me. It's the way she said it. She like, bring your ass out here. JT starts getting up. She like, hey, hold on now. I don't want nobody getting from behind me. I saw something Ari posted. She said, JT scary as hell. Blah, blah, blah. Listen, JT has work done. You think she wants to get plummeted? She don't think y'all gonna run up on her. She is just don't want to be in the midst of y'all running up on each other. There's a difference. Okay? Because I seen her post something like that talking about, oh, JT scary because she was worried about people hitting her. She don't know y'all to have beef with y'all. She just don't want to be in the midst of y'all punching each other upside the head. So they give Kenzie the mic. They like, what's y'all beef with all the girls backstage with Linda and all them? And she was like, they start talking about JBs and stuff. She like, I'm an OG. Y'all know one thing about Kenzie, she gonna let us know that she was an OG. Girl, we know you an OG. You need to make a rap song called OG. All the girls is putting out rap disses, I see. You feel me? All the Dollhouse girls is putting out rap disses. All of a sudden they rappers. Not all of them were. So that's why I'm saying that. But you need to make a song called OG. OG. Okay, please drop a song called OG, because you say it so much. I associate the word OG with Kenzie. I swear to God, because that's every word that come out of her mouth is OG, 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 OG. So she like, with JBs, I'm an OG, and she crashed my party. I may have not been the host, but it's my party. You crashed my party. I'm the OG. I'm the OG. I'm the OG. Okay, so she OGing it up, and then that's when Bria's like, oh, you should have ran it up with her. You should have ran it up with her. I still do feel like in the grand scheme of things, JB's won the war because one, you left, and then two, you never got it up with her. So from the looks of in the grand scheme of things, she won the war. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't allow her to get her lick back and you left. So She should have run that with her, just so that way, out of dignity of her name. You know what I'm saying? Because then it looked like she was scared of JBs, which I don't think she is, but it looked like that from like a viewer's point of view watching the show. So they bring out Ari, which, like I said, this is why Ari was best dressed. She looked really good. Okay, she came prepared and kind. So she comes out and they start asking her like, who you have issues with or whatever. And she's like, oh, I have issues with London. Of course, they were friends at one point, but she feels like London Ben had like undercover animosity with her. She kept bringing up the nigga situation. Y'all know London always brings up, you know, her nigga, which we all saw on the show, which he is fine. So, you know, I can see why. And then she says that, oh, she wants to kind of get it in with her and just get it over with. Mind you, all three of them on the stage have beef with London. Deja gonna say, "Don't. We're gonna bring London back outside, back next out, you guys. So I think that's what we're gonna bring out next." And then JC like, that's too much people against her. We need to put that hoe in the car. That was funny as fuck. Okay, so then they end up bringing out London with her bestie. Child, so they bring out London and Swayana. London tries to give JT a hug, and her reflexes hit. I don't know if it's because JT had been in too many street fights. That being said, and she like, y'all gotta go that way with it. Deja like, nobody's gonna run up on you, JT. So she hugging Swayana and stuff. London runs up. London said she started fighting Bria and stuff. So they get to fighting and stuff, and then that's when Swayana gives JT a hug. She runs off stage and she starts fighting Kenzie. Shout out to Now That's TV for the editing. It's always top tier. They fighting, right? Everybody just sitting there in shock. Next thing you know, which Ari looked like she was getting London. I will give her that. That Ari, she got a little squabble in her. Say what you want about her and all that. She got a little squabble in her. I know the girls, I've been seeing online that a lot of the girls don't like her. But to me, I see it as a little bit of jealousy. I'm not going to lie. I see it as a little bit of jealousy. That Ari, she's the one. You feel me? Like she looks good. Like she looks good. Like there's no debate. Like you feel me? Like she look good, sound good. Like she just look good. So it's like I do feel like it's a little bit of jealousy. I'm not gonna lie. So she fighting, she boop. She getting into it with London, and then after they separate them, London on the floor gathering her bearings, bitch. She's gathering her bearings. Kenzie comes over and slaps her one hand open, a la Automatic and DJ Sky. Which slap y'all was worse? We asked this on the after show, but I want to know which one was worse to you guys. I want to hear y'all opinion down below. What I think the slap that was worse was DJ Sky's. And let me tell y'all why. The only reason why is because she saw it. I wouldn't say she saw it coming, but she had enough time and reflex to react. It didn't look like she reacted from the trailer. With this one, London was caught off guard. It was still embarrassing on low key because Kenzie stood over her like she was her mama. Literally. Like Kenzie could have just whipped out and just started breastfeeding her. Like she said, like her mama. It was really bad. I was like, damn, London. Oh, and you know how Kenzie's never gonna let that go. I hope you're ready, London, because when I tell y'all, Kenzie is going to talk about that to the day she is no longer here. She will live with that every day. I don't think what's her name? Ready. She gonna bring that up every chance she gets. Okay, it's not gonna end. Let me know what y'all think down below about this reunion. It was, like I said, a really, really, really good reunion. I like the setup, the stage, all that. Let me know what y'all think, and we are babies.
I look so motherfucker growl la la la. Clear my set. Yums. Put your hands together 3 times and clap. Clap that T. I'm real growl la la la. What happened?